James Gunn's Superman. I've been waiting for this movie for a long time, actually. Ever since Man of Steel never got a sequel. And I just wanted to see another solo Superman adventure. And the Snyderverse just went off in all kinds of directions that probably they'll never recover from. So now James Gunn has launched a reboot, a refresh, starting completely over, mostly, of the DCU. And let's get right into it. No spoilers. If you haven't seen it yet, you're safe here. And the movie starts and we get right into it. There's no origin story. It starts with right into the action and Superman getting his ass kicked. Battered, bloody mess in the beginning. That really sucks you into the movie. Comparisons will disappoint Snyder fans. This is not a Snyderverse movie. It's bright, it's hopeful. The Snyderverse is done, so just let it go, or else you'll never be open to enjoy something new. Cavill versus Corn Sweat. My wife likes Henry Cavill because he looks a lot like me. This Superman is more human, he's more relatable, he likes breakfast for dinner, so do I. He makes an effort to save people. This is like the Superman I grew up with. I mean, he's following really closely he's following very closely in Christopher Reeve's Red Boots, and I'm digging it. Even his Clark Kent is performed with a disarming charm that's not the sweet doofus that Christopher Reeve brought, but it's his own thing, and I like this Clark. It's bigger than Clark versus Superman. It's about his humanity versus his kryptonity. Is that a word? His parents are adorable, too. The values they instill in him from childhood shapes him in a way that's much more vital this time around. There's a take on that there's an approach that Gunn takes with this that's a little different than what we've seen before, and I like it. It makes Superman who he is and what he does more of a choice and not like something he's told to do, but it's something that he honestly believes in because that's how he was raised. Like I said, Superman gets his ass kicked a lot in this movie, but there are reasons behind it. Spoiler reasons. You can't have Superman tackle muggers all day. That would get boring. This is Superman. Give him super villains. Like Lex Luthor. He's brutal this time around. He's vicious, and he's not goofy like Jesse Eisenberg's. I mean, I like Jesse Eisenberg, but his Luthor was just a mistake. This Lex Luthor is a rich, jealous prick with an obsession with being liked. An evil billionaire with an inferiority complex. Never seen that before. One of his henchmen looks like he's constantly in disguise. The mustache guy, when you see him, you'll know. Miss Tishmacher was fun. I like how she's always taking selfies for a reason, and that it all kind of makes sense in the end. The engineer was pretty badass. She's fused with these nanobots that make all kinds of weapons. She's kind of like a T-1000 in a leotard.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
I like this Lois Lane, and I think she's the best version since Margot Kidder. I couldn't take Lois in Superman Returns seriously. She just seemed too young. And while I like Amy Adams, she just didn't have that same snarky spunk that Lois just needs. Just Lois is a snark, and I love it. Jimmy Olsen has a bigger role. He's more than the typical, golly gee, Miss Lane role. He's given some weight here. Also, how he handles his relationships is just hysterical. There could be a sitcom for this guy. Crypto, I was eager from the beginning, and he did not disappoint. He's a super fun dog, no notes. He's cute, playful, and destructive. What is not to love? I liked Green Lantern. Guy was a trip. I liked his take on the ring powers, slightly different than what I was used to, but haircut or no, he still managed to be cool. Hawkgirl didn't have a whole lot to do, but she kicked ass when she needed to. But Mr. Terrific stole every scene he was in. I'd never heard of him before this movie, but I wound up really liking the character.
Hey! Quit messing around!
I'm not messing around. I'm doing important stuff.
He's such a jerk, and I love it. I'm just looking forward to seeing more of them in the future. There's a few fun cameos. I was afraid it was going to be bloated with all these characters, but it actually moved along pretty well, and I was never really bored. Its brighter tone was more hopeful and heroic, and the final scene is very much James Gunn / Guardians of the Galaxy. But for the most part, it still feels like its own thing.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
There are 2 post-credit scenes, but they're not used to set up following movies. And I'm okay with that. We're not rushing into the shared universe. James Gunn is trying to take his time, and I appreciate that. Social media is addressed, and it's absolutely would play into stuff like this. People will hate on Superman via hashtag. I'm just surprised they didn't have Lex directly ragging on Superman over Twitter. Still not calling it X. A few things I didn't really care for. Some of the camera moves are just too kinetic, too many spins. I'm kind of taken out of the movie when the camera moves just a little too much without motivation. Some dialogue sounds purely for the audience's benefit. Some wide-angle shots look kind of weird, but very, very much James Gunn. I'm probably beating a dead horse, but I wish there was a little more of John Williams' classic Superman theme. That's probably one of my most favorite movie soundtracks ever, and there's some clues, there's some hints of it sprinkled here and there on the soundtrack, but it's not the main theme. And I guess I get it, you want something new, but I'm always a sucker for the old John Williams score. Superman is 5 Bs. Fresh, bright, and it's really exciting. It's a new take on Superman that goes back to basics. He's an alien. He's an immigrant. And he always has been. Get over it. Superman stands for decency, truth, and justice. And that is something I would love to see more of in both a sequel and in the world itself. Get off my soapbox here. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment the bell. You know, the usual YouTube stuff. This is the newbie, and I'll see you later, kids. Toodles.